Hello, Senior Stoner fan. Just the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Puffco Peak dab of the day. Today is Friday, my son's wedding day. I've made it to today, and I got to make it through tonight, and I will have made it to his wedding. Hello, everybody. Well, it's a continuation of our topic that we've been talking about. How do we deal with things when it gets bad? How do we stay good? Well, you got to be creative because when things aren't going well, you may just have to face the brutal truth. Don't ignore the facts just because something doesn't fit your vision of what you want yourself to be. One of the most counterproductive things you can do is pretend nothing is wrong. We all know that is called denial. If things aren't going well, don't neglect them, don't avoid the problem. We've got to decide how to deal with it most effectively and take action. Denying that something is wrong may be a defense mechanism we all use to feel better emotionally, but there's not going to be a resolution to the problem, especially health problems, if we take this approach. Instead, rather, we should recognize the problem and try to uncover how best to deal with it. Some of this involves creative problem solving once you get the information. Got to think outside the box sometimes. Sometimes you got to break away from the fixed mental sets that we put ourselves in year after year after year. For example, in construction, my wife is in construction. How many ways can a concrete brick be used? What comes to mind? Using it to build something? How about to break a window? How about line your garden? How about put them on the side of your driveway? How about make a shelf out of them with a piece of wood? In fact, there are actually unlimited uses if we think creatively. So let's use that. Let's work it out on paper if we have to. Make it a paperweight. Make it a painting for home decor. Because if we have a problem, if we do, we've got to accept it, get creative, and work to find a solution through. And I want to talk about the problem that happens to a lot of us and how we can get through it. It's the power of pain. The power of pain. When you hit rock bottom or think you have, it can seem that all is lost. There's nothing more relieving. There's nothing more motivating than getting rid of the emotional pain. People will do whatever it takes to change their situation and avoid pain. Think of the octopus in fifth grade science in the video, in the film strip. They put a shock down on it and the octopus goes away. And guess what? It never goes back to the corner of the tank it's in where the shock occurred. People try to avoid pain, try to change the situation. Well, you know what? Unfortunately, that's why there are a lot of addicts in this world. It's a whole lot easier to use the drugs I have as a coping method instead of deal with the problem. The doctors don't tell you that when they prescribe you the pills. It just takes the pain and makes it dull. It doesn't change your life, but you become addicted to the medicine. So maybe instead of masking the pain, try to be proactive and do something about it. We have to learn to recognize pain as a signal that can trigger the change in your life that you need to do. What if it was as simple as changing your diet? What if it was as simple as not walking the same way? What if it was as simple as using a cane? If you're emotionally distraught at a job, the most important signal you can do to start problem solving is to feel that, because that emotional pain will drive you to solve your problem. Unfortunately, it's not the same thing with health-related problems, but what can you learn from pain? You can learn a lot. You see, pain doesn't show up at the perfect time, but pain provides an amazing catalyst to move forward to get better things. You don't want the pain. Pain eventually, therefore, and that sounds crazy, has something positive to offer. So I live in it all day long. Maybe I shouldn't be afraid of it. Maybe instead I should use my pain as a motivator to help change my life and the course of my life. Think about it. Think about how I'm operating these days. I'm avoiding, which we all should do. Somebody's at the door, but Mrs. Stoner will get it. Sorry about sugar barking. I have to avoid toxic guilt. I have to avoid the shame that I felt in the past. We all have felt that way. And you got to find the value, because there is value underneath, hidden below your suffering. You know, the old saying, when life hands you lemons, make lemonade. Find the silver lining. Look at the glass half full. They're all cliches. They're used to describe, though, an important thing: positive outlook, optimistic outlook. It's a clear message. There is definitely something to be gained and learned from every encounter, negative or positive. But it takes a real paradigm shift to look at an opportunity within a tragedy, to look at a fix within pain, to look at livelihood within being fired. But all in all, resilience is the thing that needs to be developed. Resilience that can be learned. Resilience that can help our natural capacity to overcome things. Resilience to help self-confidence grow. Resilience to get more self-discipline. And resilience to have the wisdom to see past your horrible pain. There's always two things when we live life. Remember the Ferris wheel. You come to the top, cross over, you get hope and opportunity. Let's not forget that. Situations are difficult for many of us, if not all of us. It's how we move through them, that determines our future. Bumps in the road, potholes, road construction signs, whatever the analogy, whatever you're encountering, we need to look at it in a different way. This is the Real Senior Stoner. This has been your Puffco Peak Dab of the Day. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and please send me your comments. I reply to them all. I love getting them. And let's all remember, there's a positive hidden underneath suffering. Cheers, everybody. And have a great day.